Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monday, June 3rd meeting place call. Here's where we are, the meeting place. This is what we call it, the meeting place. So it's not official training and all that stuff. That's a little bit too regimented at times. So we love to call it the meeting place where we can all feel comfortable. We can all share ideas, and we want one leader of the pack. And that leader of the pack, the team captain tonight, none other than my friend, my sponsor, and the number one associate, the number one first associate that joined this company when it became a network marketing company. And I couldn't be more delighted. Kevin and I have known each other now for 8+ years, almost 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've created a tremendous friendship, a mutual respect for each other. We learn from each other. And man, this guy is the salt of the earth. I've always said, and those of you that know me know that I've said this a lot of times, that if there was ever a Spirit of SuperPatch award, this man would do it. This man will help anybody. He doesn't look to see whether you're linked financially. He's just an awesome, awesome guy. And Kevin's been in sports therapy, sports medicine for, geez, I don't know, 45 years now, Kev, 40 plus.
Thanks for the extra 5. I like that. That's good.
Okay,
That's good.
sorry, 40. 40 years. And he works in a clinic that's owned by Dr. Sylvia Passfield, who's another dear friend of mine. She's my big sister. And so they have integrated this technology into their clinic. And tonight we're very, very fortunate because Kevin's going to bring us through some of the steps and some of the things that we should do, and maybe some of the things we shouldn't do when we're bringing the knowledge of our technology to practitioners and so on. And so it gives me great pleasure to have my pal, my business partner, first ever associate in the SuperPatch company, Kevin Duguay. Welcome, Kev. Great to have you.
Thanks, Tanner. Good to be back again. And it's always fun to be back with this wonderful team that we have and all the great people that are part of this mission with this phenomenal technology. And we'll share some analogies today as we go through and actually a very cool event that happened on the weekend that tied in perfectly with this talk. So it was like you're a visionary saying, or you saw that, Kev, let's do this. Man, it happened like 2 days before go time. So can you just help me here? I'm just going to share my screen. So just what
Sure, you should be able to just share it, Kev.
going to okay. Zoom. Why can't I share? I haven't been on this site in a while. Okay. So I got to get coaching here. What I got to click on the bottom here, man?
I'm gonna make you a co-host just in case. Yeah, you should just click on the bottom where it says share. Should pull your screen up. See, folks, I got to tell you that even us veterans have problems
Hey,
too.
this is embarrassing, man. Wait a second here. Let's go back to. Oh, let me do this.
What's it saying when you click on share?
Okay. I had it up on my screen here. So let me minimize this 1 sec. Why is it not showing up on my screen?
Are you clicking the share down below, Kev? Full screen mode and click
Oh, let
share.
me go. I know. Hang on. I got it here. I know. Man, oh man, oh man. There we go. More. Share screen. There we go. Share.
There you go. Now you're sharing.
Okay,
See,
there we
folks,
go.
hey, listen, doesn't matter how long you're a vet.
I think I got too much sun today, man. I got dealing with sunstroke.
He is the
Jeez,
veteran of all
unbelievable.
veterans
Okay,
here.
here we go. I'm already late. Got a delay game
Rock
penalty.
and roll, delay a game penalty.
Okay, here we go. Fantastic. Okay, so I started my clock just so you know, folks, because you know I can go for days on this, but I'm not because we're on a 30-minute shot clock. So anyway, super excited to be here and share something that's very dear to me because of an event that happened 10 years ago. And so as a healthcare practitioner at that time, and now working, as Terry alluded to, with Dr. Passfield here in Burlington, the tech has become very much forefront in my life and all of us on this call and all of those that are watching this call. And you'll see why in a second here. And I'm going to share something that happened this weekend in regards to a medical practitioner that showed up at an event I was at with a AAA hockey showcase here in Brampton, Ontario. And I'm gonna use that as an example because for a lot of us that are out in the field or meeting people, you'll see the comparison with a practitioner and how you gain their curiosity with what we bring to the table. And this is probably the biggest thing. And I'm going to share exactly what happened as an event because this is how I got this pediatric physio to be lit up like a Christmas tree because of what she saw at the table. So we're going to get to that slide. So, but I want to put stuff into perspective for the new people on this team, AKA the rookies. By the way, we were all rookies at one point. And when we look at, you know, a journey that we have, and as Terry alluded to, I've been in this game a long time. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all these pictures. We don't have time, but this is kind of a snapshot, a collage of where my life has gone. And yeah, the top left-hand corner, they're in the Stanley Cup Finals now. So it comes around full circle sometimes, but I've been blessed to be at a lot of different levels of sports, working in different clinics, teaching at colleges, teaching for organizations. And at the bottom part of this collage is my last 10 years. And in the middle is where I'm at now. So now I'm working with, you know, Dr. Sill in a functional neuro clinic in Burlington that when we combine this tech with a practitioner like Dr. Passfield, you'll see how this technology complements, not PLI, but PLE. It complements the practitioner in what they are doing with their practice. And you're going to see how this again plays out with what happened over the weekend. So when we look at a practitioner, and I'll use an example, when I was with the Argonauts as the head therapist, if a company approached me with a product, they had to win me over first. And then I would actually use my athletes as part of the testing protocol, which in some ways is what we do here with the tech, with a practitioner, where they come into something new, which is what we have. So they've learned something. So if you look at this image on the right, all of us practitioners, all the practitioners you're going to talk to have learned something, right? They learned enough information to get a certificate like I did. And then we start to what? Put it into practice. And what I learned as an athlete and as a therapist, practice is where it really comes to life because now I'm taking my theoretical knowledge of what I've learned, applying it in the field to the people I care for. Why? Because as you see on the left-hand side, I am doing everything I can to make an attempt to help solve or help a client, athlete, who's ever come across our doors to help them with their challenges. Okay. What I've also learned, and this is me, I'm speaking for myself here. I was once a student, right? And I was green as the grass. I had this conversation with an associate this afternoon in Nova Scotia who reached out to me. I need some help, need some backup. So we had a chat. So it's a similar line where every practitioner, no matter what accolades they have, we're a student. Everybody starts as a student. So what does a student do? Comes to class and say, listen, man, miss, I don't know a lot, but I love this subject. And can you fill me with whatever you've learned? Because I got to go out into the real world and go help people. Oh, man. And I remember those days in sports medicine when I first came out. I knew something, thankfully, right? But it's like what I've learned in the last 40 years doesn't even come close to what I learned in my first 2 years when I was in sports medicine. So, in the gap, as they say, is this learning curve that we go through that as a practitioner, I'm always open to, hey, what's the latest and greatest? What's out there? What's out there that can help make a difference and improve upon what I've learned? Because all of us on this call, including all the practitioners, we are all failures in SuperPatch. What does that mean? We all failed the demo. And that happened again on Saturday with this pediatric physio who's like crazy smart. And she tried to get me with a couple knuckleballers, but no way, man. Our tech came through with flying colors again. And she was like, what the flip is this? So we're going to get to there because these are the moments that just inspire me when you keep coming across these people that are what? Open-minded. So you got to remember this. I'm always on the hunt, always open to learning what's out there. And it's like, anyways, I'll leave it at that. So this is perspective, okay? So I love history. And I've been talking to Dr. Sill about, the history of science and what we're doing at the clinic and how this all came to be. And so put ourselves in this perspective, folks. I want you to look at this picture because none of us were born, I don't think so, on the bottom left-hand corner. So when we look, let's start at the top. Go start at the bottom. So let's start at the bottom first. So if you look at the bottom left, okay, this goes back to, double check my notes, got to get the dates right because it's important when you teach. 1903, okay, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers make the first official recorded flight. Lasts all of 12 seconds. They go 120 feet. The picture in the middle, I'm a plane junkie. I love aircrafts. I don't know how they fly because you see the plane on the right. I do have an idea, but this slide, I saw this on Google Images going, yeah, this is like magic, very magic, a lot of magic, some more magic. How does this thing stay up in the air? So the plane on the right, to give you perspective, and this is about 100-year time window. Okay, 100 years. That plane on the right is an Airbus 380, if you're into planes. Holds over 500 passengers. Its takeoff weight is 1 million pounds. Okay, 1 million pounds. Its engines generate phenomenal amount of thrust, and it can fly for like, what are my numbers here? Over 9,000 miles. It can fly for like 18 hours in the air. At 1 million pounds, 500 passengers, 9,000 miles. 1824 at the top left hand. This is practitioner stuff, right? This is all science and history because this is how stuff happens. You don't just arrive, hey, we got this plane. No, it didn't start with the plane on the right. It started with the plane on the left. We all know about our technology, about neural patterns, right? Pattern recognition, right? The raised ridges on the patches. These are the conversations I have with my docs. Because they go, I don't understand this. Hang on a sec. Let's go back to 1824 at top left-hand corner. That's Louis Braille. You can get the name it after yourself. There's all these smart guys in science. That's why it's called Braille, because that's his last name. He invented what? Braille. For who? Blind people so they can read. And when I share this with the doc on the weekend, I go, can you explain how Braille works? She had to stop for a second. Oh yeah, there's these bumps. It's a pattern. What reads the pattern? Your fingertips. Welcome to SuperPatch technology. Oh my, this is amazing. That I thought I was excited. I got a competitor with this doc. Like it was unbelievable. She's going, this is phenomenal. It's been around for a long time, folks. 1824, it's almost 200 years later. We got a tech works through exact mechanisms. I'm not going to get into the deep science, not important at this point. It's a perspective. They understand Braille. It's been around for a long time. It's proven by science. Okay, a lot of blind people depend on this. Otherwise, they're reading the wrong letters. Not good. And they go, that touch is the letter A, number one. We've seen this on the demos, right? How to explain the science to people. I use this with my doctors. Now it makes it clear. It's still rocket science because they can't understand how the patch from the skin to the brain, but when they bridge the gap with the Braille, it makes it a lot easier to understand. Because right now, if they just saw the picture on the middle with Jay with the patch, there's like smoke coming out of their ears. Because it happens every time I speak to these practitioners. Okay, because it comes back to this. I had theory too. I thought I knew everything about balance and stability. Now I got crushed on that demo by Jay. And now I listened. I listened for another hour and a half of what he discovered about how to take that plane on the left and make it look like the plane on the right in 7 seconds flat. So I'll take the plane on the right. Thank you very much. If I got to go 18 hours and 9,000 miles, I'd like that plane on the right. The plane on the left is going to take me like forever. Well, I won't make it. I'm going to go 120 feet at a time. It's not practical. So this is what happens. So I want to show you this because what I'm learning now in life is the simpler we make things, even for the smart people, like some of us, a lot of us on the call, right? We're all smart. And when you put stuff like this up at your event, right? So there's a couple ways I'm learning here. I learn every time I do stuff. And you'll see the display, it's quite simple. But you'll notice that this is a 3x6 table, so I don't have a lot of real estate. It's a AAA showcase hockey tournament. Hockey's a very expensive sport. We meet all sorts of people. I met 4 physicians. I met 4 practitioners at this hockey tournament. Okay. When they walk by your table, when you're doing an event, people love to look. They love images. Welcome to Instagram, right? SuperPatch with Instagram. They love pictures. Images are so powerful for the brain. It's a pattern, right? Remember stuff from a long time ago. They look and see, and something catches. Now, what catches their eye when you look at this, it's not so much the table, it's everything small, right? It's the banners. So I'm going to play this out for you. Watch how this works with this practitioner. I was talking to another individual, and I see, I got great peripheral vision. I'm always looking. And I see this lady out of the corner of my eye go down with her phone. And if you look on the bottom here, scans the QR code. So we talked about this, right? The QR code wasn't around when I started SuperPatch or Vox Life. Wasn't around, right? It is now. She gets her phone and she's reading this stuff. She's reading the banners. She clicks on the QR code. I keep talking to this client that's standing over here on the left. And you can see on the table, I got a few images. I got the patches, and I got the heavy artillery, as I call it. Right? This is like the Costco sample. There's another thing with practitioners. You need to leave them product. It's really, really important. You need to give them something. Not written information, practical. I'm going to get there in a second with the demo. Okay? So my heavy artillery on the table in hockey is what? Freedom patch, you can see it here, focus and victory. Okay, I got my starting lineup right here in the NHL. This is my starting lineup, centerman and my 2 wingers. And I got my little hockey flyer over here, and I got I call it the menu. We have this at the clinic. It's a Cole's Notes version in simplified English that anybody can understand. Okay, from parents to practitioners. Why? This is neuroscience, man. This is like deep stuff. And I shared this with the doc. So that's what I go with now. Very simple, very portable. I can bring it all in one shot to the rink. It's so nice. Okay, so that's a setup. Very simple, very appealing. We have experts on our team that know how to do this stuff. I don't know how to do this stuff. I know how to talk. I know how to interact with people. That's what I'm getting better at. I love talking to people, but I need something that's going to stop them in their tracks. And they're going to read like, wow, protect your health, or they look at the numbers. Like for those of us in sports, practitioners, numbers are a big deal. If you can help improve something, welcome to that. And we got numbers over here inside. So let's move on. So now what happens? So you got somebody that stops. So this is this practitioner. I'm talking to this client and she waits. She stands and waits. So and I know if somebody stops and stands and waits, they're interested. She ain't going anywhere. Something has caught her eye on that banner. I have no idea what she's doing. I have no idea what she does. I know she's a hockey mom because it's a hockey tournament. Put that 1 and 2 together. But I said, what's going to happen? So I talk. You can see the bullet points I have here. I don't need to read through them all, but I've learned in the engagement with an audience, whether it's a teacher, in the clinic, it's talking and asking questions. And I love this little quote here on the left-hand side. I am looking at them straight in the eyes because something caused them to stop. And I have a couple tweaks I do with this with people. Want the hockey version or the science version? Don't have time for in this call. Want to call afterwards? I can do it afterwards another time. But I talk to them in their language. What do they want? You want science? I'll give you the science simplistically. I'll give you the hockey version if you want hockey language. I'll give you an example. So she goes, what's the hockey version? I said, so she gives me her name. I says, you know what, Doc? Tell you what, as smart as you are, you're like trying to play hockey right now with no edges on your skates. Oh, instant depression. I says, Doc, when I put this patch on your arm and I show you what this does, it's going to be like you're with the Edmonton Oilers having your skates sharpened by a professional head equipment manager. Oh, really? Yeah. Let me show you the science. We have all the backup. I got a slide on that. I have the backup. But it says, I got to engage you emotionally. It's what I've learned with people because they're smart. They're looking at, what is this? How does this work? So if I could show you, okay? For those of you know me and for those that don't, I'll tell you the line. If I could show you how I could instantly, and I go heavy on that, improve your balance, power, stability, stamina, speed, and it's got to flow. So you're going to see this at the end, by the way. If you're not comfortable, get help. It's okay. We're all rookies. I was a rookie too at the beginning. I needed Jay to help me because there's no mess around. So we all work together, one team. So if I could show you I can improve your balance, power, stability, stamina, speed, endurance, posture, respiratory function, pain management, is that of interest to you, Doc? If not, no big deal. Yeah. What do I do? Do a demo. Now, what we've learned, this is like so critical. And you know what? People are so beautiful. If you tell them to do something, they'll do it. It's amazing. Hey, Doc, you know what? Tell you what. Husband's there. Get your husband to, can you get your phone out? I want your husband to film this. No objection whatsoever. Nothing. It was like, why? I know what's going to happen. You don't. We need to capture this forever. Got it. Okay. So we do the demo. Okay. So this is a pediatric physio. Okay. So you do the demo. And for those of you who know me and what we've gone through on the neuro side, there's some pretty cool neuro tweaks that we have with this tech of where the science came from. And so she starts coming back to me with neuro language. Now, if you're not comfortable, because you're like me in this booth, you can say, you know what? I'm not really sure about that, but I have somebody that can get back to you with an answer. You just be honest. Say, I got a guy. It's right, that t-shirt. I got a guy. 1-800-call Kev. Don't do that. It doesn't work. I'm going to call Kev or Terry or Paul or somebody that you know that's worked with you. I need a vet. I need somebody with a lot of experience because they threw some words at me that I don't know the answer to. So then when I talk to the practitioner, I ask, so what do you do with your practice? What do you do? So she starts talking. And her head starts spinning now because of what? the different technologies that we have. And what are they doing? They're helping, the techs help. They complement what the clinician, therapist, practitioner does in their practice. But most importantly, I want to help them first. So as we're talking, she goes, you got a patch for pain? Yeah. And I go right into the pain study because she's a doc, right? I go right into the pain study, salient points, talk about it. I said, doc, let's put one on. She's so thankful. No hesitation. Put on the pain patch. We talk a little bit more. 3 minutes later, you're not going to believe this. Okay, we know the story. You pray for these moments, right, guys? And she goes, this is unbelievable. This patch is taking the edge off of my heel problem. Pretty cool, eh? And she's getting more and more excited. And what I learned with the practitioners, and it's no different with us in the clinic, and it was no different with me in pro sports. Before you get to any team, any clinic, any practice, any client base, there's no ifs, buts, or maybes. They're the doorway. That's why I put it in bold. They're the doorway to their clients. I need to get them fully on board, like us in SuperPatch, who are bulletproof. Bulletproof. Okay? Because when you're bulletproof, so she starts coming back with a couple neuro questions with me, and I was able to deal with them. And she thought she had the answer to one on one of the demonstration that I did. Nah, it didn't work with her knowledge. And it was like, Kev, this is crazy. I got to get you down to my clinic. I got these parents that need to see this. Why? Drug free, simple, age safe, non invasive. Those two words, folks, drug free, in my world are massive. The people that I'm attracting, that we're attracting, love those two words, drug free. And so as I work with this doc, and we have another call lined up the next couple of days, we're going to look at setting up a meeting down at her office in her facility. Why? It's more show and tell. Because I do this with practitioners. Now I got to work on the staff. Because if the head of the clinic doesn't know this and she's blown away, guess what? The rest of the staff have no clue. Because if they did, they would have told her, hey, doc, have you? That didn't happen. She had never seen this before. So I got to work with the tech. Okay, got to work with the experience. So what else do we have for these practitioners? We got a lot of ammunition now, as I call it. I got a lot of sticks in the stick bag. I says, doc, I says, you know what we have now? See, I didn't have these tools when we started. But as I bring in this to bring more clout, more professionalism, more oomph to your talk in those time that you have them. So we have a healthcare practitioner program. Really? I can send you the link. Don't worry about that. It's not important right now. Right now, I got you. It's like that picture with those two little girls. I got you face to face. I'm gonna work on your emotional network to no limit because of what your curiosity with this, right? So we got medical advisory board, peer review. I said, hey doc, you should hear the results we got from our pain patch study. So I got the Coles Notes version again. And I'm working at the same energy level as her, right? Because she's jacked and I'm jacked. Because you gotta work with your client on that in that perspective, right? And what we have, got her emails, exchange numbers, and as she's talking about specific challenges that she has in her clinic, what else do we have in our toolbox as SuperPatch Associates? I got YouTube videos, I got personal videos, and I got testimonials. And I pulled up a testimonial link to some symptoms of clients that she cares for. And I said, Doc, you know what? When we started on this journey, we started getting stories. He says, Doc, I got the white papers and we got the medical board, and that's all great stuff. But he says, Doc, I get tens of thousands of stories of everyday people that had their lives affected and changed in a positive way with this tech. Let me show you what we have, Doc. Pulled it up. And she's going, this is amazing. How come I never heard? that's why you're at the hockey rink, Doc. This was your day. You know, you just won the Stanley Cup today. She laughed, you know. And so these are, you know, the tools that we have. And just to kind of bring us up to a wrap, because I'm coming on 30 minutes, I'm staying around the point, is this is so important, folks. When I started on this journey, I always believed that honesty was the best policy. In other words, I'm going to say it. Please never do this. You never have to do it. They know you're new at this. Why? Because you told them. I've been at this like 3 months. I've been at this 2 years, 7 years, 10 years. A little different. You just need to be yourself. You never, never, never have to fake it till you make it. Never use them. Don't just be you. People buy integrity. They buy you. Integrity, honesty, truth, sincerity, emotion, passion. They can tell when you speak. You've been there. Doc, let me tell you about my experience with this tech. You don't need a script, right? That's what I do. I said, that's why I put these points. Let me tell you a story, Doc. You know, when you think of it, folks, when you look at a medical paper, a medical study, it's a story. Somebody was in a study. Somebody tried something. And you look at the REM study and the pain study we have, there's a lot of people, right? Over 70% on the pain study that had a significant reduction in their pain of 14 days. They didn't know what was coming. But they got a story. Said, I was in this study, man, and they put this sticker on me. Let me tell you, and I've been charting my pain, and the pain changed. What is this stuff? Because I'm in this study. Why? I got a problem. Because that's this qualification to be part of the study. You got to have some type of symptom related to a condition that's been diagnosed. That's why you're in those kind of studies. So you know you got a problem. You're praying it works. For those that got the right patch, they had that. And the third and fourth one is like, this would happen today, and it happened a couple of days ago with our teammate in California. Cav, I need backup, man. I need help. I got all these docs I'm talking to, and no problem. Just set up a call. We'll get them on a call. And like Terry said, we're all on the same team. Sideline, upline, downline. It can be in the mining industry. We're so deep sometimes. But we're all on the same team. And I got here from a failure, right? I got here from a failure in a demo. But it changed something that rocked my world as a practitioner, that I thought I knew everything about balance and stability. So at least I was humble. Because I got some docs that, you know, we know this, right? I said, because this can be really tough. Because I met those people, right? We meet them. There's no way you know more about neurology than me, Kev. Like, it's called practice. Been practicing for a long time. Kept open, kept learning, kept listening. There's got to be somewhere out there. And like all of us go, what? There's this patch? We'll try anything. Those are conversations I had at the rink on the weekend from people. I was telling a couple of teammates of this. You know, when we see people in the clinic, folks, you see them from the outside. Some of them you can tell right away they got a problem, right? Because it's facial. You can see it. Are they going to limp or whatever? Others, it's not quite obvious. But then they start to talk because they feel safe. And they know that we care. It's what's so beautiful about this. It's like it's the best rush you can get when you're sitting there. And I don't count this, I don't count the sales and what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Guys, just bring the right people to the table. I'm here as a messenger to get this word out because you got to experience it. You got to do the demo. That's one thing I'm telling you. So we help each other. That's helping the rookies. It's almost like it's an essential prerequisite. If you are a true leader, humility in leadership and helping others is paramount in leadership. You think Connor McDavid didn't help the rookie? You think Connor McDavid didn't get help when he first came onto the Edmonton Oilers? Or any pro athlete? I'm going to share a couple images in a sec here after I stop the PowerPoint, because I'm almost stay on point time-wise. But I said, this is what Terry and Paul and myself and Sil and Lori and all of that from the beginning when we started this thing. And for those of you that are new to this, some of you that I never played a sport in my life. It's okay. You're on this team. We're like big brothers, big sisters. Like Terry said, Sil's my big sister, And I said, in teamwork, when we leverage each other's strengths, this is critical. I can't do banners. Okay? I don't do that stuff. I give it to somebody else. I know what I need to do. And I get along these teammates that we have on this call and others that want to watch the recording. I said, together, this is a picture here. We got a teammate that does this kind of stuff, Darlene. And we all know Darlene. She does this amazing art. I don't think this is hers. Maybe it is. I found it on Google Images, but I said, I love this picture of the brain. It's all these hands tied together. That's us. And then teamwork, and then football, because I've been there, and football is all about teamwork. And I'll share this one story with football, and I'll show 2 pictures. I'm going to call it a day. Is that, football guy, some guy goes, hey, man, I'm a quarterback, right? We all know a football quarterback is the most highly paid athlete on the team. And the quarterback, if they think they get a little bit too big for their britches, as they say, there's 5 guys in front of him that protect him. I call them the offensive line, right? The bodyguards. You know what? You don't hear much about the bodyguards. But the bodyguards are the most important people on the team. Why? They protect the most important. And those quarterbacks take those guys out for dinner every week. They drop $1,000 on a meal because they can eat a lot. They go, I'm okay, man. Why? Because you're adding years to my life. Because we're all on the same team. And the bottom line is winning a championship. And a championship for me is when I get to do the demo. And then as we continue to grow and as we add more players to the team, growing a dynasty, that's the cool part. So I'm going to stop the share. I want to show you 2 quick pictures, and then I'm going to call it a stop on the share here. When COVID hit, started these calls a long time ago for my American friends. This goes back to 2018. Okay, National Geographic. It's called Building a Better Athlete. Right there. This swimmer, her name is Katie Ledecky, one of the most accomplished gold medalist swimmers all of United States history. Her coach, Bruce Gamel, good guy, coached a lot of top athletes, says in this is 2018. He says, the future of the athlete is the brain. I remember doing these calls. I said, we're already there. We're there. The top coach in U.S. swimming, the best swimmer, future is the brain. We're there. And the teamwork side, I'm reading this book. If you follow basketball, it's called Assisted by John Stockton. It's about John Stockton. If you follow anything in the NBA, I'll share this. This is how important we are as teammates. If you remember in, I think it's 92 Barcelona, the dream team, like the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, David Robinson, all these guys, they said, if you had to pick a point guard for your team, who would you pick? Everybody, John Stockton. Never won an NBA championship. He's in the NBA Hall of Fame, but his title says it all. It says assistant. And I said, this is what I learned. They get 2 assists for every goal. And as we work together as a collective group, and we say, got to help the team. I got to help so-and-so. I got to help so-and-so. So there's going to be goal scorers on this team. The goal scorers help the other people. We all work together, and we will get there. So with the
practitioners, I will read some books.
Okay, I got cut off. See, time's go. Clock's over. So
I'm in a
On that
meeting.
note-
Stuff ready then.
Oh, I got it, Kev.
Okay, thanks. No, I'm just kidding. So on that note, practitioners are knowledgeable people like you and I. Find those that are open, learn how to speak, share the language. If you ever need help, you have people on this call, as Terry said earlier, that are always willing to help. Because this is what we founded this culture on when we first started a long time ago. And it works. And those doctors and those people out there that will help us get it to more people, because that's the network that they care for, will allow us to help more people. So it's a part of our business. It's a cool part, but it's a part. And for those that have a passion for it, I love speaking to them. I'm willing to help. And on that note, I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to ramble and we're going to be off the clock. So Terry,
Fantastic. Yep,
I'm done.
fantastic. The comments are just coming in. Everybody appreciates you so much, brother. As much as
Thanks.
we try to do things on our own, we can learn every week. And that's what we do. And we're a team. And you and I have spoken about this on numerous occasions about why do we keep doing these calls? Why do we keep, helping people and so on? Because we're a team and we're supporting the business. And if we can help everybody, it doesn't matter whether we're linked financially or not, we're propping up the team. We're propping up the business. We're propping up SuperPatch. And we care. We care to help people. We care to help each other and do those good things. And you're the leader at that, brother. So thank you so much for being on that call. I'll have the recording up, but I'm going to maybe go out for a little fish before I do the recording.
Okay, I'll be thinking of it.
I'm not going to lie. I might go out for a little fish before. So on behalf of everybody here, Kevin, thank you so much for doing this call tonight. You've always stepped up to the plate, no matter when I've ever asked you. You've never said no. And I appreciate you so much, brother. And I know the field does as well. And I appreciate the field. I appreciate you all getting on the call and taking the time out of your Monday night to be here and take in the nuggets that Kevin has shared with us. And next week we'll continue again, same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll try to have somebody here that can bring us all value. So you can unmute yourself and say goodnight. Thank you all for being here. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody on the opportunity call tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Leverage these calls, grow your teams. Thank you.
Great call.
Good night.
Thanks, Kevin.
Good night. Good night.